In the highlands of Africa lies a secret older than kingdoms and empires. A secret that challenges everything we thought we knew about the Bible. This is not just history. This is forbidden knowledge. Ethiopia, a land of ancient mystery, a nation never colonized, standing defiant against the tide of history. Its people trace their lineage back to Ham, one of Noah's sons, a claim even Jewish tradition does not deny. And within this land lies one of the most astonishing treasures of faith. The Ethiopian Bible, the oldest surviving Bible on earth. While most of the world reads from a 66-book canon, Ethiopia's Bible holds 88 books, containing writings long hidden from Christian tradition. Books of prophecy, wisdom, and visions you've likely never seen. And here is the mystery. Ethiopia possessed these scrolls before Christianity even came to its shores. Long before missionaries, before councils, before Rome. The light of the gospel had already taken root. Since the 4th century, Ethiopia has stood as a Christian nation. Ancient travelers, like the monk historian Cosmas Indicopleustes, wrote of it as a place of refuge, a sanctuary where persecuted believers fled when the world turned against them. And yet, even before that time, Ethiopian tribes had worshipped the one true God for over 3,500 years. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, not Rome, not Constantinople, stands as the world's oldest organized Christian body. And it holds something the world tried to erase. Hidden in a remote mountain monastery, an illuminated gospel written in the ancient Ge'ez language, one of the very first illustrated books of Christianity. But why have you never seen this Bible? Why has it been locked away, quietly ignored, and even banned by church authorities throughout history? To understand, we must travel back to the councils that shaped the Bible as we know it. In 325 AD, at the Council of Nicaea, leaders of the faith gathered. Not all books were welcome. Many were burned. Some declared heresy. Others, like those preserved in Ethiopia, were simply left out. Then came King James. Fearing division, he commissioned 47 scholars to translate the Bible anew. They worked in secret for 7 long years, cutting away books they deemed unfit. When their work was done, the King James Bible, the 66-book canon we know today, was born. But Ethiopia never changed its canon. Its Bible still contains the Book of Enoch, Jubilees, Maccabean writings, the Epistle of Clement, and more. Texts that speak of the Nephilim, of angelic rebellions, of prophecies about the Messiah, even apocalyptic visions that echo Revelation. These were considered too dangerous, too mysterious, too powerful. The Bible, as we know it today, wasn't always the same. There were many versions of different parts of the Bible and various interpretations of its messages. Originally, the Bible texts were written in Hebrew before being translated into other languages. The first major translation was by Saint Jerome, who translated the Bible from Hebrew to Latin around the year 400. This translation, known as the Vulgate, became the principal Latin version of the Bible. It included 27 books called the New Testament and 39 books called the Old Testament, originally known as the Hebrew Bible. In the 1st century, numerous books were written about Jesus' life and teachings. However, many of these were not accurate and were akin to fan fiction. leading the public to believe these false accounts. Without modern means of fact-checking, these misleading books spread widely, causing confusion. Early Christian leaders were concerned about this and convened at the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD and the First Council of Constantinople in 381 AD to determine which books should be included in the New Testament. They decided that a book must have been written by one of Jesus's followers or someone who had witnessed his teachings, and it had to align with the rest of the Bible. The most significant change to the Bible occurred during the reign of King James I. Despite the Vulgate being around for about 500 years, there were still many different versions of the Bible in circulation, which worried the king. He wanted a unified Bible to settle religious differences and reinforce his authority. Several priests also suggested that some existing translations were incorrect. To address this, King James commissioned 47 experts to review all the different translations. They were divided into 6 groups and worked independently for 7 years, following strict rules to avoid bias. So why was the Ethiopian Bible rejected? The main reason is that it includes additional books known as pseudepigrapha, falsely attributed works claiming to be written by historical figures, but which were not, similar to fan fiction. This discrepancy led to the exclusion of the Ethiopian Bible from the canon accepted by most Christians today. Pseudepigrapha are considered non-canonical by most Christian traditions. The books that were removed or rejected were recognized by scribes and theologians as not divinely inspired. Many of these texts, written before and after Jesus, had questionable intentions, leading to their exclusion. The Ethiopian Bible has 2 canons, the broader and the narrower canon. But first, what is a canon? A canon is a generally accepted law, rule, or principle by which something is judged. The broader and more famous Ethiopian canon has 81 books, including Enoch, Jubilees, the 3 books of Maccabean, Epistle to Clement, and 4 books of Kiddusan. The narrower canon was overseen by Emperor Haile Selassie, who declared it the official and complete version of the Ethiopian Bible. This version has 72 books, excluding some found in the broader canon. The broader canon hasn't been reprinted since the early 20th century, adding to the controversies and differences in acceptance. One reason for the Ethiopian Bible's obscurity is its language, Ge'ez, making it difficult for non-speakers to access. The lack of translations and unique practices have also contributed to its relative obscurity outside Ethiopia. Another reason is political. In early Christianity, the Roman Empire prioritized power and politics over spiritual growth, excluding scrolls that didn't fit their preferred narrative. The Bishop of Rome even ordered the destruction of non-canonical scrolls. But some priests hid them, leading to the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in the 1940s. Recently, interest in the Ethiopian Bible has grown, with efforts to translate it and conduct academic studies. It's remarkable that this Bible has survived, especially after attacks by Muslims and Italy, and a fire in the 1930s that burned the church where it was kept, adding to its mystery. And so they were hidden. Some say Rome feared their contents. Others believe they were rejected because they exposed truths the empire could not control. Whatever the reason, the Ethiopian Bible survived when all others were burned. It survived wars, invasions, fires. It survived centuries of silence. And now, in our time, it is being rediscovered. Scholars are translating its forgotten pages. Historians are re-examining its ancient wisdom. And believers around the world are asking, Why were these books forbidden? What truth do they hold about the faith we follow today? Perhaps the world was never ready. But you are.